Section 1. Answer all the questions in this section in the spaces provided. Question number 1. Evaluate without using mathematical tables or calculator. So let's begin working the numerator. So begin by working the numerator, then go to the denominator. So for the numerator, we have negative 0.4 of, let us work out whatever is in the bracket by using the law of BODMAS. So you have addition and subtraction, and I can see division. So according to this law, division should come first, and therefore I'll begin by working out whatever we have here. This is where you're going to begin. So we shall have negative 4 plus, so negative 15 divided by 5 will give negative 3, and then plus negative 3 subtract 4 plus 2, like that. We continue, negative 0.4 of, let me simplify everything there. So you know, when you have positive and negative, that one simplifies to, so positive multiplied by negative, that will be negative. So we have negative 4, positive negative 3, that will be negative 3, positive and negative, that will be negative 3, subtract 4 plus 2, like that. And these will simplify to negative 0.4 of, so negative 4 subtract 3 subtract 3 subtract 4, that will be negative 7, negative 10, negative 14, to give negative 14 plus 2. And these will be negative 0.4 of, this is same as multiplication, negative 14 plus 2 is negative 12. And this one, when you multiply, you will get 4.8. Negative multiplied by negative is positive, so we shall have this one as 4.8. So that is all for the numerator. We go to the denominator. So for the denominator, we have 0.6 recurring. So we need to convert this one to fraction. And this is how you're going to do it. So we let the fraction r be 0.6. 6 is recurring. So you shall have 666. So if you multiply r by 10, you get 10r. This will be 6.6666, like that. Continue like that. So from here, if you subtract equation 1 from 2, you shall have 10r minus r is equals to 6.666 recurring, then minus 0.6666. So this will be 9r is equals to 6. So divide both sides by 9, you get r is equals to 6 over 9, and this is simply 2/3. So that is the denominator. Now we get the answer. So the answer, therefore, we get the numerator, which is 4.8, divided by the denominator, which is 2/3. So this will simplify to 4.8 times 3 over 2. And this will give 7.2 as the solution. Simplify the expression. The expression is given there, that is part A. Part B, hence solve the equation. So let's go to the first part. We are required to simplify that expression that is given there. So this one, you work it out the same way we work out the fraction. We start by getting the LCM, the least common multiple of the denominator, that is a 2x and 2x. And the LCM will be 2x. So 2x divided by 2x, you get 1. So the first one, you get 1 times, these will have 2, 4x, subtract 7. Then subtract this one will be 3, 2 plus 3x. Is simply expressing this one as a single fraction. So from here, we can open the brackets. We have 8x, subtract 14, negative 3 times 2, negative 6, negative 3, multiply by positive 3x, you get negative 9x, everything divided by 2x. So like terms together, 8x subtract 9x, you get negative x, negative 14 subtract 6, negative 20, everything divided by 2x. So you can leave it at that. So now you can simplify this one further. Part B, hence solve the equation. So when you look at what we have here on the left hand side, this is what we have already simplified. So we have this answer in the first part. So therefore, we substitute whatever is in the left hand side with whatever we obtained in part A, which is x, negative x minus 20 divided by 2x. That is what you get after simplifying, is equals to, so negative 4.5, you can convert this one into a proper fraction. This will be negative 9 over 2. So now you solve these. And how do you solve these? By simply cross multiplying. So you shall have 2 multiplied by negative x minus 20 is equals to negative 9 times 2x. So this will give negative 2x, negative 40 is equals to, this will give negative 18x. So like terms together, I'll take this one on this side and this one to the other side, so that I have negative 2x plus 18x is equals to 40. And this will give negative 2x plus 18x, this will give 16x is equals to 40, and therefore x is equals to 2.5, because when you divide these, 40 divided by 16, by 8 you get 2, by 8 you get 5, so this will be 5 over 2, or 2.5. Express 42,875 and 30,625 as products of their prime factors, hence evaluate. So we're going to begin by getting or expressing 30,625 as a product of its prime factors. We do the same for the denominator. So let me begin. So 30,625, and to express this one as a product of its prime factors. So this number is divisible by 5. We can start, first prime factor is not divisible by 3, so we can start by 5. So if we divide this one by 5, if we divide it by 5, we're going to get, so this 30,625 divided by 5, you get 6125. So divide that one by 5 again, you get 1225. Divide that one by 5 again, you get 245. Like that. Divided this one by 5 again, you get 49. And then from there you can divide by 7. This will be 7, 7, 1. So this one as a product of its prime factors will be 5 raised to power 4 multiplied by 7 squared. So let me write it down here. Then I have enough space here. So this is a 5 raised to power 4 times 7 squared. So we do the same for the denominator. Which is 42,875. So again, this one is divisible by 5. so by 5, so 42,875 divide by 5, 85,75 divide that on by 5, 1715 divide that out by 5 again, you get 343. Then from here, this one is divisible by 7, you get 49. Then by 7, you get 7. By 7, you get 1. So these will simplify to 5 cubed times 7 cubed. So 5 cubed times 7 cubed. Now after doing that, now we go to the question. So now we have the square root of 3625, that is 5 raised to power 4 times 7 squared, then divided by, this is the cube root, this is the cube root of 5 power 3 multiplied by 7 to power 3, that is 42,875, then everything multiplied by 70. Now we go to the numerator, getting the square root. The easiest way to get the square root is by simply dividing the power by 2. So we get the square root. So 5 raised to power 4. To get the square root, you simply divide the power by 2. Then 7 squared. To get the square root, you divide the power by 2. And then we go to the denominator. To get the cube root, we divide the power by 3. To get the cube root, you divide the power. That is the easiest way. You simply divide the power by 3. So by doing so, this is what you shall have. So this will give 5 squared multiplied by 7, everything divided by 5 times 7, then times 70. Then you can work out this by 7 1 by 7 1 by 5 1 by 5. So this will be 14. 70 divided by 5, that will be 14. And when you multiply 5 squared, which is 25, times 14, you get 350 as the solution. In the figure below, AB is parallel to DE. Angle ABC is equal to 36 degrees and angle CDE is equal to 99 degrees. Find the size of angle BCD. The size of angle BCD. Now when you look at that diagram, what is going to help us to get that angle is by first, if we can draw a line that is parallel to the two lines, that is BA and DE, and that line should pass through, passing through that point. They say this line should be parallel to the two of these lines. So that line I've drawn is parallel to AB and also it is parallel to DE. So therefore BC acts as a transversal. BC acts as a transversal, and therefore this angle will be 36 degrees. These are alternate angles. So angle ABC is alternate to angle BCD. Maybe I can put this one as X. That line to be X. So BCX, alternate. Then I'd like you to look at there's also another angle here. So this one, this line XC is also parallel to line DE, and therefore if you can even extend, you can extend this line here. Let me try to extend it so that you can see it. You can extend that line like that, and also you can extend this line like that. So there is also another angle here you can feel. This angle 99, also this one is equals to 99 degrees because it is a transversal. CD is a transversal because a CX is parallel to DE. so 99 degrees. So this angle here is alternate to this angle. Look at this angle here. This angle here, the fact that CX, let me call this W. So look at WCX, that is a straight line, and having this angle as 99, this one will be 81. Fact that sum of angles on a straight line should add up to 180. Now by that we can now get BCD. So BCD will be given by this is 36 degrees plus 81. Just look at those two angles. BCD, it is the sum of BCX and XCD, and this will give 117 degrees. Find the inverse of 0.4384 using tables of reciprocals, hence evaluate, correct to 3 decimal places. So the first thing is getting the inverse. The inverse, this is the same thing is getting the reciprocal, getting the inverse of this. Remember, the inverse of 0.4384, you can write this one as 0.4384, like that. That is the inverse. Or you can simply write it as 1 divided by 0.4384. It's the same thing. So you need to get the inverse of this using the tables of reciprocal, and this is how you do it. So you begin by writing this one in standard form. So you shall have this one as 1 divided by, this will be 4.384 multiplied by 10 raised to negative 1. That is how you write it in standard form. So this, we can split this. So this is the same as 1 divided by 4.384 multiplied by 1 divided by 10 raised to negative 1. So from the tables of reciprocals, we can get the reciprocal of 4.384. 4.384, if you read that one very well, carefully, from the tables of reciprocal, you will get this one as 0.2281. That is the reciprocal of 4.384 from the tables of reciprocal. Then the reciprocal of 10 raised to negative 1. The reciprocal of 10 raised to negative 1. Remember that 10 raised to negative 1 is the same as 1 over 10. And the reciprocal of 1 over 10 is 10 over 1. So this is the same as 10 raised to 1. That is the reciprocal of 10 raised to negative 1. So multiplying these, this is what you're going to get. Multiply, you get 2.281. So we've got the inverse using the tables of reciprocals. Now we need to evaluate what we have here. We can evaluate now these, the square root of 6.9696 from the table. Now when you look at the tables of square roots, you can only get the square root up to the third decimal place. So this, you need to round off this one. You can only get it up to that point. So when you round off this one to correct 3 decimal places, you shall get the square root of 6. This will be 970. That is what you can be able to get from the tables of square roots. Now let us read the square root from the tables of a square root. Square root of 6.970. 6.970, that will be 2.6401. So after getting that, now you have the inverse. You got the inverse, it is here, and now you have the square root is there. So now you have the square root of 6.9696. That is now 2.6401. Then you divide by the reciprocal. Remember, when you got the reciprocal, we got the reciprocal of 0.4384 as 2.281. So we're not going to divide, you're going to multiply by that reciprocal. That is, multiply by 2.281, because we already obtained. So we're not going to divide, rather we're going to multiply, because you already got the inverse. So now multiply these and give your answer correct to 2 decimal places. So you have 2.6401 multiplied by 2.281. These will give 6.022. That is correct to 3 decimal places as required. Simplify the expression. So we are going to work out this one by first beginning with the numerator. We simplify the numerator and then we go to the denominator. So the numerator is 3x squared minus 4xy plus y squared. We use factorization to simplify these, and we'll do that by getting, look for two numbers whose product is 3 multiplied by 1, so product is 3, and the sum is negative 4. So these numbers are negative 3 and negative 1. Negative 3 and negative 1. So from there, we have 3x squared. Then write negative 4xy using negative 3 and negative 1. So this will be negative 3xy negative xy. That is negative 4xy plus y squared. So factorize these. 3x is common, so you have x minus y. So negative y is common, so here you shall have x minus y. So this one will simplify to 3x minus y, x minus y. So that is the numerator. What about the denominator? Y squared minus 9x squared. When you look at these carefully, you notice that this difference of two squares. You have y squared, that is 1 square, then you have 9x squared. You're getting the difference of two squares. And to simplify these, kindly remember these. A squared minus b squared, difference of two squared. When you factorize that, you get a plus b, a minus b. So when you factorize whatever we have here, look at y squared. The square root of y squared is y. The square root of 9x squared is 3x. So this one, when you factorize, you get y plus 3x, y minus 3x, like that. Now having the numerator and the denominator now, you can now divide. The numerator, you had 3x minus y, x minus y. Then the denominator, y plus 3x, y minus 3x, like that. So when I look at the numerator and the denominator, there's nothing that can divide out. There's something slightly that you need to modify. Look at the denominator. For the denominator, if you can factor out negative 1, if you factor out negative 1, so let me write the numerator. Numerator will remain to be 3x minus y, and then x minus y. But for the denominator, if I factor out negative 1, I will have 3x minus y, like that. And then here I shall have 3x plus y. it is still the same thing. So look at these, whatever we have here. This is the same thing. If you open the brackets, I've only factored out -1, and that when you factor out -1, you have to change some signs inside the brackets there. So by doing so, you'll notice that now we have some values that you can be able to divide out. For example, 3x minus y, that one can divide comfortably with that. And therefore, you will now have, as your answer, you will have, in the numerator, you shall have x minus y left out and then divided by. So for this one, you have negative 3x plus y. So this is the same as, if you take the negative to the numerator, you shall have negative x plus y. Since you are multiplying each term by negative, so negative multiplied by x, that is negative x, then negative y, multiplied by that negative, you get positive y, then divided by. So for the denominator, it will just remain to be like that. So that is how you're supposed to solve that question. Find the area of a regular octagon of side 4.8 centimeters, correct to 2 decimal places. Regular octagon. This one is a figure that has 8 sides. Octagon has 8 sides. So we will require to get the area. There's something that we need to get. And for you to work out this question, you need to understand that in an octagon, and it has 8 sides, each side is 4.8, how many triangles does it have? When you draw an octagon, if you can draw a rough sketch of an octagon, you will realize that it will have 8 triangles. So let me try to sketch it. Just try to sketch it here. So this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that is an octagon, just a sketch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It has got 8 sides, and each of these sides is 4.8 centimeters. So if I create a center there, there's something else that I want you to see. You will have how many triangles? So these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you have 8 triangles. So to get the area of this octagon, you need to get the area of one triangle, and then you multiply by 8 because there are 8 triangles. And to do this, we only need to get one triangle here, and the size of each of these angles here. Since these are angles at a point, to get the size of one angle, you simply get 360, and then you divide by 8. So each of these angles will be 45 degrees. Each of these angles will be 45. So by doing so, now if you extract If you extract one triangle there, this 45 and this side is 4.8, and then you draw perpendicular bisector there. This one will be 2.4, this one will be 2.4, and then this angle here will be 22.5, the other one will be 22.5. Using trigonometric ratios, you'll be able to get the height, because to get the area of that triangle, at least you need to get this side. If we get this side, we can use any suitable formula to get the area. So by using this, having known the angle, since I have the angle there 22.5 and I have one side, it is possible to get the other side. So I can use a tangent. I can use tangent, or I can get the hypotenuse or the height. So let me get the height. To get the height, I can use a tangent. So tangent of 22.5 is equals to opposite side is 2.4. Then adjacent is the height. That is what I want to get. So therefore the height will be given by 2.4 divided by tan of 22.5. So 2.4 divided by tan of 22.5. This will give 5.794. So that is the height of that triangle. So remember, I want to get the area of one triangle, of which I'll multiply by 8 to get the area of the whole octagon. So now, having the height, use that formula. Area of a triangle is given by half times the base. The base is 4.8 and the height is what we have just obtained, 5.794. That is the area of one triangle. Then I multiply by 8 to get the area of everything. So let me multiply this by 2, 1 by 2, this will be 2.4. So now we have 2.4 multiplied by 5.794 multiplied by 8. So this will give 111. Supposed to give correct 2 decimal places, 0.24 centimeters squared. A truck driver has a watch that gains 15 seconds in every hour. He set his watch correctly on Monday 0800 hours and departed Busia for Mombasa. Find the time by the driver's watch if the correct arrival time in Mombasa was Tuesday 2000 hours. Now the first thing you're going to do is to get the total number of hours from Monday 0800 hours to Tuesday 2000 hours. So this is how we get the number of hours. So Monday, so from Monday 0800 hours to Tuesday 0800 hours, that is a total of 24 hours. That is a whole day. Then from Tuesday 0800 hours to Tuesday the same day 2000 hours. How many hours are these? You simply need to subtract 2000 hours, subtract 0800 hours. This will give 12 hours. So this is 12 hours. So therefore, total number of hours will be 24 plus 12, and this will be 36 hours. Now we're given this information that the watch gains 15 seconds in every hour. So 1 hour, it gains 15 seconds. What about 36 hours? So this will be 36 times 15. And this will give 540 seconds. And if we convert this one to minutes by dividing it by 60, This will give 9 minutes. So for a total of 36 hours, it will have gained 9 minutes. Therefore, the correct time that is going to show the correct arrival time, that is the question, by Tuesday, it will not show 20:00 hours. It will not show these 20:00 hours because it will have gained 9 minutes. So therefore, you have to add that time that you have gained. So it will be showing 20:09 hours. That is the correct time. Given that OA is equals to 4i plus j and OB is equals to AI plus 3j, and that the magnitude of AB is root 40, find the possible values of A. And the first thing I'll do is writing these vectors in column form. So vector OA in column form, I and j, so it would be 4, 1. Then OB, vector OB, I'll write this one in column form. It will be, we get the coefficients of I and j, so A, 3. Now, how do I get the magnitude of AB? I'll need first to get vector AB, and given OA and OB, so vector AB will be given by OB subtract vector OA. These are position vectors. So AB, therefore, vector AB will be given by OB, which is A3, subtract vector OA, which is 4, 1, like that. And this will give A subtract 4, and then 3 minus 1, this is a 2. So that is vector AB. Now from there, you get the magnitude of AB, which is 40. So how do you get the magnitude of AB? So magnitude will be given by, you get A minus 4, you square this, plus 2, you square that, and then you get the square root. That is how you get the magnitude. So, and this one is given as 40. The magnitude is given as 40. So therefore, the square root of A minus 4 squared plus 2 squared, this one is equals to the square root of 40. So you can see you have square roots on both sides of the equation. So you can get rid of that by squaring both sides. So if I square this side and I square this side, I will remain with A minus 4 squared plus 2 squared is 4 is equals to, when you square root of 40, you get 40. So now we can solve these, and the easiest way you can do this, we can take this 4 to the other side, so that you have A minus 4 squared is equals to 40, subtract 4, you take plus 4 to the other side, you get 36. So getting the square roots of both sides of this equation, if I get the square root of this side and this side, I'll get this one as A minus 4. That is the square root of A minus 4 squared is A minus 4 is equals to the square root of 36 is positive or negative 6. And therefore, A minus 4 is equals to positive 6. And in this case, A will be given by 10, or A minus 4 is equals to negative 6. So in this case, A is equals to minus 2. So those are the two possible values of A. Given that sine of x is equals to root of 5 divided by 3, where x is acute, find the value of tangent of 90 minus x degrees divided by cosine of 90 minus x degrees multiplied by 10 without using mathematical tables or calculators. So the first thing you're going to do is to have a sketch of these using a right angle triangle. This will help us to get the tangent and the cosine, and also to get the unknown side when you draw that right angle triangle. So let me draw it, just a sketch. So let's say this is x. So this is x, and you're given that sine of x is equals to root of 5. Remember, sine is given by, so 5, root of 5. So you're given these will be opposite side, and then 3 will be the hypotenuse. So when you have x there, the opposite side is here, root of 5, and then the hypotenuse is there. So now we can get the base. So we can get the base, and the base is obtained by getting the hypotenuse squared, which is 3 squared minus root of 5 squared. We get the square root of that, and this will give 9 minus root of 5 squared, you get 5. So this will give the square root of 4, which is 2. So therefore the base is 2. So after getting the base is 2, now it is possible to get tan of 90 subtract x. So which is this angle, 90 subtract x? This angle that remains here, that is the angle. So this angle here, if this angle is x, remember we have one angle is 90. So, and the sum of angles in this triangle is 180. So if we already have 90 degrees here, so it means the x plus the remaining angle there should give us 90. So therefore, this remaining angle, we get it by 90 subtract x. That is the angle, 90 subtract x. So now we need to get the tangent of that. So tangent of 90 subtract x degrees. Tangent is given by the opposite side over adjacent, which will be 2 divided by, that is the opposite side. Adjacent side is root of 5. Then from there, we can get the cosine of the same, 90 minus x. So cosine is given, just look at where we have the angle. Cosine is given by adjacent. Adjacent side is root of 5 divided by the hypotenuse, like that. Now having that, now we can work out. So tangent of 90 subtract x is 2 divided by root of 5. Then everything divided by root of 5 divided by 3, and then you multiply everything by 10. So this is the same as 2 divided by root of 5 divided by root of 5 divided by 3, and everything here you multiplying it by 10. So this will simplify to 2 divided by root of 5 times 3 divided by root of 5, then times 10. So this will be 2 times 3, you get 6, and then root of 5 times root of 5, that will be root of 25, which is 5, multiply by 10, and these will simplify to 1 by 5, 2, these will give 12. Solve the equation 27 raised to power x plus 3 raised to power 3x minus 1 subtract 4 is equals to 104. So this is how you're going to solve this question. The first thing, when you look at these, the left hand side and the right hand side, you can take negative 4 to the right hand side, so that you shall have 27 raised to power x plus 3x minus 1. So negative 4, you take it to the right hand side, you have 104 plus 4, you get 108. That is the first thing. Then look at the left hand side, you can express the two values to the same base, that is the base of 3. So 27 is 3 cubed, so this will be 3 raised to power 3x plus 3. Then for this one, you can split it out. So 3 raised to power 3x multiplied by 3 raised to power negative 1. So this is the same thing. So 3 raised to power 3x times 3 raised to power negative 1 is the same as 3 raised to power 3x minus 1. Everything is equals to 108. So after doing that, you can factor out 3 raised to power 3x is common. Why? Because you can see it is here and also it is here. So 3 raised to power 3x, factor out that, you get 1 there plus. So here you shall have 3 raised to power negative 1. It is good to note that 3 raised to power negative 1 is the same as that, is equals to 108. like that. So these will simplify to 3 raised to power 3x, and then 1 plus a third, that is 1 and a third. Write that one as probably this will be the same as 4 divided by 3 is equals to 108. Then since you want to get x, you can eliminate 4 over 3 by multiplying both sides by the reciprocal of 4 over 3, which is 3 over 4. So that you have 3 raised to power 3x times 4 over 3. Multiply that by 3 over 4. And also the right hand side, multiply it by that. So this one will simplify too, because this one will be eliminated. You have 3 raised to power 3x is equals to, so 108 times 3, then divided by 4, that will give 81. And it is possible to write 81 to the base of 3. 81 is the same as 3 raised to power 4. Now at this stage the bases are the same, so you can pick the powers, so that you get 3x is equals to 4. So x is equals to 4 over 3, and this one you can write it as x is equals to 1 and a third. The figure below represents a speed time graph for a leopard which covered 800 meters in 45 seconds. The figure is there. You have the speed in meters per second, and then you have the time in seconds. Part A, calculate the maximum speed in kilometers per hour attained by the leopard. Then part B, the deceleration of the leopard during the last 15 seconds. Let's go to the first part. Calculate the maximum speed. The maximum speed. How do you get the maximum speed? The maximum speed is this speed here up to this level. You can see we don't have that. We have up to this point, that is 10, but we don't have this point here. We need to get the speed up to that point. So what is going to help us is we are given the total distance that was covered, 800 meters. And one thing that you're supposed to know is that when you get the area under that velocity time graph, you will get that one as the total distance. The area, total area under the graph will give the total distance. So I'm going to divide this area and that graph into sections. That is a shape A, this one is shape B, and then we have shape C. So if I get the area of A plus the area of B plus the area of C, that will give the total area under that velocity time graph, and that will be the total distance in meters. So let me get the area of A. Now the maximum speed, so the maximum speed will be given by h, because you don't know that. So we're going to let this one to be h, the maximum speed. So we start with the shape A. Shape A is a trapezium. How do we get the area of a trapezium? So you have these, this is 10, from 0 to 10, then from 10 to 25, this will give 15. This distance from 25 to 45, that will give 20. So for A, the area of a trapezium is given by half multiplied by the sum of the two parallel sides, that is 10 plus h, then multiplied by the height, which is 10. Then for shape B, that is a rectangle, length times width, that is 15 times h, plus for C, that is a triangle, half times the base times the height. So that is the total area under that velocity time graph, which gives the total distance, and the total distance is given as 800 meters. So we work out these. So these will be by 2, 1 by 2, 5. These will be 50 plus 5h plus 15h plus 10h is equals to 800. So these will give 5h, this is 20h, this will be 30h is equals to 800 subtract 50. I'm collecting the like terms together, h together, and 50 to the other side. That will be 800 subtract 50, that will be 750. 50. So H will therefore be 750 divided by 30. That will be 25. That will be 25 meters per second. So that is the maximum speed. That is 25 meters per second. Now we require to get this one in kilometers per hour, so we convert meters per second to kilometers per hour. How do we convert meters per second to kilometers per hour? The easiest way is by simply multiplying by 36 divided by 10. So you get the speed given in meters per second, that is 25 meters per second, and then to convert it to kilometers per hour, simply multiply by 36 divided by 10. How did I get this? Remember, this is the same as these are 25 meters divided by 1 second. So to convert seconds to hours, of course you have to divide that on by 3600, and then to convert meters to kilometers you have to divide that on by 1000. So this is why I'm getting 36 divided by 10. So this will give 25 times 36 divided by 10. That will give 90 kilometers per hour. That is the part A. Part B, the deceleration of the leopard during the last 15 seconds. Deceleration. Where is deceleration? In this figure, it is here. This is where deceleration is taking place, the reduction of the speed. So how do we get deceleration? We get this one by change in velocity or speed divided by change in time. And since this leopard is decelerating uniformly, we just need to know the final velocity at this point, where it is the final velocity and then the initial. So the final velocity is 0, because this is where it is stopped. So this is the final velocity, and then 25 meters per second, this is the initial velocity. So when you're getting the change in velocity, we take the final velocity, which is 0, then we subtract the initial velocity. This is the point where it started decelerating, that is 25. So subtract 25, and then the change in time. So this one deceleration is happening between 25 to 45 seconds. That is 45 subtract 20, that is 20 seconds. So this is how we get deceleration. So this will give negative 25 divided by 20, and this will give negative 1.25 meters per second squared. Why meters per second squared? Because the speed here, the change in speed, this one, remember, it was meters per second, and then you divide it by 20 seconds. So that is how you're supposed to work out that. A given volume of ethanol whose density is 0.79 grams per centimeters cubed is mixed with 1500 centimeters cubed of sea water of density 1.03 grams per centimeters cubed to give a mixture of density 0.88 grams per centimeters cubed. Calculate the volume of ethanol in the mixture. Now, looking at what you're given, we're given the density of ethanol. So starting with ethanol, we have the density given as 0.79. We are not given the volume, and it is mixed with 1500 centimeters cubed of sea water of density. So for the sea water, we have the density and we have the volume. So it is possible to get the mass. And then we are also given the density of the mixture. So what is going to help us here is getting the mass of ethanol and also getting the mass of the seawater. Once we get the two, we add them, and then we get the density of the mixture. So we get the mass of the mixture and then divided by the volume of the mixture, because you have the density of the mixture. So remember this formula, that density is given by mass divided by volume, and also mass is given by density times volume. So starting with ethanol, since we don't have the mass, the volume of ethanol, we let it to be x. So therefore, mass of ethanol will be given by the density, which is 0.79 grams per centimeters cubed, multiplied by the volume. We don't have the volume, that is what we are looking for. We let it to be x. So that will be given by 0.79 x. That is the mass of ethanol. Then the mass of seawater. So for seawater, we have mass is given by density. The density is 1.03, and then multiplied by the volume of the seawater is 1500. These will give, if you multiply these, you shall get 1545 grams. So now, having the two, we have the mass of ethanol given there, then the mass of seawater is given there. So now we can get the density of the mixture. The density of the mixture is given by the mass of the mixture divided by the volume of the mixture. So the mass of the mixture, we start with the mass of ethanol, which is 0.79x, plus the mass of seawater, 1545. That is the mass of the mixture. Now when you add the two, divided by the volume of the mixture, we start with the volume of seawater, which is 1500, plus the volume of ethanol, that is what you're looking for, which is x, and this gives the density of the mixture as 0.88. So we only need to solve this, and you're going to do this by cross multiplying. So we have we just cross multiply 0.79 x plus 1545 is equals to 0.88. You multiply by 1500 plus x. So this will give 0.79x plus 1545 is equals to 0.88 multiplied by 1500. That will give 1320. Then plus 0.88x. Like terms together, because you're solving for x, you shall have 0.79x subtract 0.88x is equals to 1320 subtract 1545. So this will give 0.79x subtract 0.8x. That will give negative 0.09x is equals to 1320 subtract 1545. That will give negative 225, and therefore x will be given by 225 divided by 0.09. So divided by 0.09, and this will give 2500 centimeters cubed. That is x, and that is the volume of ethanol in the mixture. Using a ruler and a pair of compasses only, construct a trapezium ABCD in which AB is equals to 5 centimeters, AD is equals to 6 centimeters, DC is equals to 10 centimeters, angle BAD is equals to 105 degrees, and AB is parallel to DC. Draw a perpendicular from B to DC, hence measure the height of the trapezium. Now, the first thing we're going to do is just drawing a rough sketch of what you're required to do. So you're supposed to use a ruler and a pair of compasses only. So we start by getting AB 5 centimeters, just a sketch. AB is equals to 5 centimeters. So AB, this is just a sketch. So we need AB. So AB is there. So AB, so that one should be 5 centimeters. And then we have AD is 6 centimeters. Then angle BAD, we start with that. BAD is 105. So BAD, so consume should be somewhere there. So BAD, so assuming that D, probably D is there. So BAD, this one should be 105 degrees. And AB is parallel to DC. AB is parallel to DC. So assuming that that is the line. So and we have probably we have C somewhere here. C is there, so C is here, so that we have that line parallel to that. And AD is equals to 6, that is 6 centimeters. And DC 10 centimeters. DC is this is a DC which is 10 centimeters. That is 10 centimeters. So that is the sketch. We need now to draw that one. It's supposed to draw a perpendicular from B to DC. So from B to DC, so from this point we shall do that. So now how do we construct 105 degrees using a ruler and a pair of compasses only? So we are going to begin by constructing 90 degrees. So when you construct 90 degrees at A, then we construct 60 degrees on this side. So we construct 60 degrees on this side. So 60 degrees means that we are going to remain with 30 degrees there. So when we bisect 30 degrees, we shall have 15 degrees and 15 degrees. And therefore, 105 will be given by the whole of this angle that is here, 90 plus 15. So that angle, 90 plus 15, that will be 105. So let's go straight to accurate drawing. So we start by constructing or drawing line AB. We draw line AB. So we draw line AB, which is 5 centimeters. So line AB, which is 5 centimeters. So 5 centimeters. So 5 centimeters. I'm going to take a measurement of 5 centimeters. That is 5. So that is 5 centimeters. Mark it down. So this is A, B, that is 5 centimeters. So construct 90 degrees at A. We are constructing 105. So we begin by constructing 90 degrees. So 90 degrees at A. So we construct 90 degrees at A. So we mark an arc there. And then we mark another arc here. So we repeat this process. So we mark an arc here. So we just made an arc there. We mark an arc there and we mark another arc there. So from there you can adjust your pair of compasses. So standing at this arc that you made here, you can adjust it to the required length and a suitable. So mark an arc there, then without changing anything, the same radius, same radius. You cut that arc. You cut that arc, then join the point of intersection. That arc, that is 90 degrees. So after constructing 90 degrees, again we said you construct 60 degrees. 60 degrees. So standing at that point A, we want to construct 60 degrees. How do you construct 60 degrees? We construct it like this. We mark an arc there with the same radius. We stand at this point, and then we cut that arc. We cut that arc there, like that. Then once you join this point here. You join that point. That will be 60 degrees. So this is a 60 degrees. That is 60 degrees, and then this one is 30. So we bisect 30. We bisect 30 degrees. And how do we bisect 30? We stand on this point here. Then we mark an arc there. So I'm going to use these arcs that are here. You mark an arc standing at A, mark an arc on that line, mark an arc on that line. So because the arcs are already there, I will use those arcs. So I'll stand on this arc here that I made here, and then mark an arc there. Then I stand on the other arc here, and then I cut that arc like that. Then from there, you simply join this point A here. So join point of section there. So that is 15 degrees. So now you have 15 degrees here. After bisecting, you have 15, and this one again you have 15. So you have 90 plus 15. So with that 90 plus 15, now you have 105. So now 105 runs all the way from this point to this point, this line. So now you need to have remember AD is 6 centimeters. AD is 6 centimeters. So D is on this line. So 6 centimeters. So stand at A. So standing at A, take 6 centimeters. 6 centimeters. So 6 centimeters is there. So that is 6 centimeters. So I mark like that. So this is where we shall have D. D is here. So D is on that point. Now the next thing that you're going to do, in order to draw line DC, which will be parallel to AB, we shall need to look at this distance, D to this line, D to line AB. So this distance that is here, let me show you this distance. So we have this distance from D. You know that for parallel lines, the distance between any two parallel lines should be constant. So we need to get the line DC that will be parallel to AB. So what I'm going to do, I will get this perpendicular distance from D to AB, and I'll do that by dropping a perpendicular. So I'll have to drop a perpendicular. Let me reduce this one a little bit. So I'll have to drop a perpendicular from D to AB, because I want to get that perpendicular distance from, so standing at D. So standing at D, using a pair of compass, simply show you mark 2 arcs. I'll just make one arc. So mark 2 arcs on that line AB extended, and then stand on this arc here that you made here. Stand there, and then mark an arc there. So I have to take this one up a little bit like that, and then with the same radius without changing it, stand on this arc here, this point where this arc touch that line, and then with the same radius cut that arc. So the line that I'm going to have from this point D to that point, that line will be perpendicular. It will be perpendicular, and it will assist me to get this distance between point A. So this distance from this point to this point, that perpendicular distance, is going to be very helpful, because now, having obtained that, I will simply be able to draw a line DC which is parallel to AB. Now, after getting that distance, I will simply stand at this point, stand at that point, and take that distance. Take that distance. Remember, this is the distance. So that distance was so take that distance. So once you take that distance, you simply mark a bigger arc like that. Mark a bigger arc like that, and then stand at B with the same distance, and then mark another arc like that. Then from there, you simply draw a line that passes through the top of this arc. So from point D, which is here, this is where we have point D, draw a straight line. That line touches the top of this arc. So you can see the line is from D, it will come straight, and you make sure that you know how to draw the tangent. Make sure it touches the top of this arc that you've drawn there, like that, and you have used that distance. So standing at this point, you made this arc, and then standing at this point, you made this arc here. So then you've drawn that line. So from there, DC is supposed to be 10. DC is supposed to be 10. So you'll take a measurement of 10 centimeters. So 10 centimeters, that is 10 centimeters. With 10 centimeters, using a pair of compass, stand at D and mark an arc there. So this will be point C. This will be point C, and this line will be parallel to this. So now you can join to have the full trapezium. B can join B to C. So that is the full trapezium. The other thing you're supposed to do is drawing, or that is draw a perpendicular from B to DC. B to DC. B to DC. So B to DC. So how do you draw that perpendicular? So you need simply to stand at B. So simply stand at B. Stand at B. Then standing at B, just ensure you mark two arcs on that line DC. You mark two arcs on line DC. So I'll mark an arc there, and then I'll mark another arc there. Then standing on this arc here, standing on that arc, you mark an arc there on the top with the same radius. You stand on this point again, and then you cut that arc. You cut that arc like that. Then join from B, join B to the point of intersection of those arcs, and that is perpendicular. It is a perpendicular from B to DC. So this is 90 degrees. And you're supposed to measure the height of the trapezium. So the height of the trapezium will be this. This will be the height of the trapezium. So you simply need to get that distance. So let me measure that distance using my pair of compasses. You can use a ruler for this as well. So that is exactly 5.8. That is exactly 5.8 from my measurement. So this height here is 5.8 centimeters. And that is how you're supposed to solve that question. Convert 8 divided by 15 pi radians into degrees. Now to do this conversion, you require to recall these are very important, that 2 pi radian is equals to 360 degrees. And from these, if you divide both sides by 2, you get pi radian is equals to 180 degrees. So what about 8 divided by 15 pi radian? So how will that one be? You simply cross multiply. So 8 divided by 15 pi radian, multiply by 180, then divide by pi radian. So that one will be 1 divided by pi radian, like that. So this pi radian and these will cancel, and you will have 8 times 180. So this is 180 divided by 15. This will give 12. So this will give 12. So 12 times 16, 12 times 8, this will give 96. So this will be 96 degrees. On the grid below, show the region R bounded by the inequalities x plus 2y is greater than or equal to 6, y is less than or equal to x plus 1, and x is less than 4. Now to solve this question, you need to take each inequality at a time and draw that line. So the first one is x plus 2y. So x plus 2y is greater than or equal to 6. So you have to draw this line, and the line you're going to draw is x plus 2y is equals to 6. So to draw this line, you require at least 2 points. So I'll choose x, y. Just 2 points are enough. The third one can be used for confirmation. So the first one, when x is 0, substitute x 0 in this equation, you get y to be 3. Then when y is 0, x will be 6. So you're going to draw that line, and then that is the first inequality. The second inequality is y is less than or equal to x plus 1. So the line you're going to draw here is y is equals to x plus 1. Again, we need to draw the line using at least 2 points. So when x is 0, substitute here, y will be 1. When y is 0, x will be negative 1. To be negative 1, like that. Or you can simply, to avoid the negative, in case you don't want to have the negative, let me see when I can use another point. Maybe when x is 2, you can use that. You can use that one as well. You don't need to have you have to be very careful when you're choosing the point, so that looking at the graph, so that the graph will not give you much problems when you're plotting the points. So I can choose like when x is 2, y will be 3, and so on. Then the other line that you have to draw is this line, x is less than 4. So the line you're going to draw here is x is equals to 4. Now another thing you need to know, the first line, you can see this sign, greater than or equal to, this will be a continuous line. It will be a continuous line. All the points on that line will also satisfy that inequality. Also this one will be a continuous line, and then this one is just less than, so this one will be a broken line. Now after doing that, now we can go to the graph. We can go to the graph and plot these. So we have we draw the x and the y axis, the x and the y axis. So we have, I will use this one. This is 0, so this will be 0. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is the y-axis, and then this is the x-axis. So the first one is 0, 3. 0, 3 is this point here. 0, 3 is this point. And then we have 6, 0. 6, 0 is this point. So 6, 0 is this point that is here. So draw a line, and you said this one should be a continuous line. So continuous line running from this point. So it will be a continuous line from that point to that. That is so this is the line x plus 2y. So x plus 2y is equals to 6. Now after drawing the line, we need to know where do we shade. Remember, we shade the unwanted side, the side that does not satisfy the inequality. And how do we get that? We simply need to pick a point on either side of that line. I'll pick a point on this side of the line, on this side, that is 0, 0. Let me pick 0, 0 on this side to see whether this side is the unwanted or the wanted. So 0, 0, 0, 0, and then try to substitute this point 0, 0, x is 0, y is 0 in that inequality and see whether it is satisfied. If it doesn't, that will be the unwanted side. So x plus 2y is greater than or equal to 6. So x is 0, so this will be 0 plus 0. So 0 is greater than or equal to 6. It is not, and therefore that side does not satisfy the inequality, and it means that it is the unwanted side, and that is the side we are going to shade. Since that point that you have picked, 0, 0, has not satisfied that inequality upon substitution of the x and y values. The other line is 0, 1, 0, 1. 0, 1 is here. So 0, 1 is here. And we have 2, 3. 2, 3 is the other one. This is the point 2, 3. So that line again will be continuous. So 0, 1 and 2, 3. We draw that line. So that is the line, and it is continuous. So that is the line y is equals to x plus 1. Which side do we shade? We can pick a point on either side of that line. I'll pick a point like 0, 5. 0, 5. That is a point on this side. 0, 5. Point on this side. I want to test whether this side will satisfy the inequality. 0, 5. 0, 5 is here. So let me see. So 0, 5. X is 0. Y is 5. So y is 5 less than or equal to x is 0. So this is a 0 plus 1. That will be 1. So is 5 less than or equal to 1? No, it is not. And therefore that side is the unwanted side. So that side where I've picked that point, that is the unwanted side. So you shade that side where I've picked that point. It has not satisfied the inequality. So you shade it like that. We're remaining with the other line, x is equals to 4. X is equals to 4. That one is a broken line. X is equals to 4 is simply a vertical line, that passes through this, the line. Let me draw it using a red pen. So x is equals to 4 is that line. That is the line, and that line is broken. So it is broken, so you must be very careful. It is broken like that. It is broken. You can see, trying to show that it is broken. So this is the line. So that is the line. So that is x is equals to 4. Now, which side do we shade? Now, less than means to the left of that line. Values that are to the left of that line are less than 4. So that side satisfies. The one that is to the right of 4 is greater than, and that does not satisfy. That is the unwanted side. To the right of that line, the values are greater than 4, and we need the values that are less than 4. So after shading that way, now the required region is the one that remains at the middle there, that is not shaded. That is called the feasible region or the required region, and we've answered that question.